Hey everybody, how's it going? Drew with Grimlock Media here. The beginning of this video won't be very long, mostly because the main body of it is going to be pretty lengthy. Reason for that is because just recently I had my second photo review critique by Jared Polin of Frono's Photo. So he had some comments and critiques for me. But he said overall everything was looking really good, and still thinks that for somebody that only has just over a year's worth of photography under his belt, however that phrase goes, that I'm in a really good place. So enjoy the video, and I will talk to you all soon. Later.
Hello, hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How's this sound? Good.
Yeah, sounds great.
All right. Good. Thank you. Thank you for signing up.
Yeah. Signing up again. This is actually the second one.
Yeah. Thank you for signing up again,
Yeah.
so I can yell at you again.
That's okay. I need a good yelling every now and then.
Well, we'll see. I'm sure it's majorly improved from last time.
I hope so.
What I mean, I read over what you're looking for. You just want me to go through the normal?
Yeah, so just a photo review, and then I have a couple of questions on the back end about business and printing and
Yep.
and
can
all
hit 'em
that
all.
fun jazz. So
Is this a manual focus lens?
no, that was the Zeiss. Yeah, that was the 25 millimeter. And no, it wasn't manual focus. It was autofocus.
Yeah, I don't remember that one. Yeah, I mean, this is fine. It's as you shoot wide, and yeah, it's an f2, so you get a little bit of less distraction in the background, which is good. I think your black and whites look really nice here. Nice details, nice sharpness, so that looks good. Yeah, I mean, one of the things you can do is get a little lower because it looks like you're standing when you're shooting this. So if you were to sit here,
Yeah.
and shoot more up, then it's going to make this guy look more extreme, and the background is going to become less distracting.
Yeah, I think the only reason that I didn't get any closer was just because I was actually standing at a rail,
Mm-hmm.
and I couldn't get any closer, and also there was I don't know, a weird garden thing or something like that, so I couldn't
Gotcha.
really get close or low.
All right, that makes sense. This one not as much because we're doing a back fakey heel slide swinger ass shot. It's just an ass
Right.
shot. Yeah. So I mean, you're getting the moment. It's just you see how the background becomes more of a distraction because we can't get rid of it.
Yeah.
So that's it. I would also consider going in the bowl itself. I've done that where they go around me and I shoot up at them. So like, especially if he's going to do a backside solar flare fakie, you could
Right.
shoot up at him as he's facing inside. So those are the things that if you know the people, you can talk to them. Even if you don't know them, be like, hey, you want some photos? I'll send you all the photos. I'm just testing some stuff out. Can we do this?
Yeah. Another, I guess, distraction that I had was, oh, there's that rail.
There's the rail. Okay, that makes
Um,
sense.
But another distraction that I had was I was actually with a large group. Professor Hines was actually doing a photo walk with Glazers down in Seattle.
Okay.
And so I had borrowed this lens from Glazers, and we were also like moving not quickly, but we
Yeah,
were
I get
moving at
it.
a pretty good
Those
pace.
things suck. Those things are tough for taking pictures. That's why I don't do them. I just can't move with a group of 100 and expect, and everybody's taking the same shitty pictures. But good news is I
Right.
couldn't tell that it was this. So I like it. Like I like this with this person just skating here with the smile. I think that's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, I heard him coming, and so I turned just fast enough to like kind of compose and then just snap the photo real quick.
Yeah, that works. That's cool. I liked your editing there. So we got 24 to 70, 2.8 DGDN. So the Sigma, 1/500th 2.8, perfect. I mean, what's great about this? You're using this. So you're using a trailer, but your lines are great. Really nice job here, using that to draw you into the frame where you see this person looking at the bikes and everything. And there's another person here. They're not a distraction. I think this is really good.
Thank you.
Really nice.
Yeah, another reason that I did it actually in black and white was because the
lights.
vibrancy of the bike's paint job
Mm-hmm.
is so bright. It was actually it was taking you away from drawing you into the face of the individual, and it really kind of got muddy really
Yeah.
quick.
No, it's a good shot. I mean, this is fine. Drifting is a thing. I mean, I like that it's wider and not just a tight shot of a car drifting, right? I like your
Yeah.
slower shutter speed. You get a little bit of movement, but the background, you can still see the people there. It's kind of cool. And then also this person up in here calling whatever they're calling.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like this all around. I like the feel of it.
awesome.
Not this one.
Not that one.
Too tight. It's too tight. What's going on here?
Okay. Yeah.
Is the car on fire and just sitting there? Is it moving? We don't convey any motion, right? So I don't know if the car's on fire or if those are the wheels spinning, which I can assume are the wheels spinning, but we got nothing else going on. Do you know what I mean? It's hard to really know what's happening in that shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the same thing here. It just gets boring and old real fast. This is where you want to go even with a slower shutter speed and pan with it and go with like a tenth of a second and really mess with it.
Okay. Yeah.
Because if all this is just a smoke-filled burnout central and you don't really see like this, you see everything, which I actually like.
Yeah. Yeah. And then these cars were almost consecutively one after another.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I mean, I was granted access down onto the track. That's why I'm able to shoot so close to these. The truck one, of course, too close. But yeah, with those cars being consecutive like that, it like the smoke just continued to build and build and build. So from the first one, you had a lot of smoke, but you still had a fair amount of visibility. And then by the second and the third car, like there was just no visibility. So it made it a lot more difficult just because of the fact that there was already so much smoke going on.
Yeah. Portrait session?
Yep. Yeah, I think this was actually my first attempt at a portrait session. So
balloons in a cemetery.
Yeah, this was she toted it as the death to her youth because she was turning 30.
Okay. I mean, these are fine. It's interesting. I generally don't go wide. I mean, I don't mind this. I actually like your composition here. Good top to bottom, good left to right. Your editing's nice. I think it works out.
Okay.
I love the 3514. That's super sweet. Look how nice and sharp and nice tones. That looks great. Good job with the lighting.
So I got this lens finally after you had recommended it from the first critique.
Oh, it's the Sigma version.
Yep.
DG.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's a solid lens. I would just, these super close ones get old real fast. Like this, you know what I mean? It's like it's not this one, I guess it's back focused on the reflection. I mean, it's fine, but it's just I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, and these ones actually I took right after getting that lens.
So you're just playing around trying stuff?
Yep.
Yeah, my recommendation for this is just take another step back. Just one more step back so you don't cut off this hand and cut off this knee over here. And I know this probably happens fast where they're just sitting there, but if you can take a step back, take a little bit of a step back. But this is cool. I really like what you're going for there. Same thing. These are just two. It's just shooting just to shoot like this.
Yeah.
I mean, this is good. This is a better one.
That whole collection of 4 photos literally, like you said, happened in the matter of seconds.
Yeah.
Because they're babies and they, move a million miles a second.
I'd probably go with this black and white over the color.
Okay.
All right. And then we're going to get the graffiti. Nice. I'm probably going to hit it with Skittles because that's why. See the difference?
Mm-hmm.
You can get away with it for this. You want this vibrant and saturation. And there's no people in it, so we can totally make it pop. Look at the difference.
Oh, yeah.
Before edits, after edits.
Yeah. I'm not sure. I thought I actually used Skittles for that, but I'm not sure what I used.
Nothing, I don't think. From looking at it,
I just straight out of camera.
it looks it.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, I would pump it up. unless you know the artist, right, and you're there photographing their art, this is a wall, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. It's just, is it a photo worthy, right? It's like it's a picture of the paint, which is fine.
Right.
I'm
And
not
there,
saying you
there's
shouldn't.
yeah, there's a whole story behind that. I was
Then
actually asked
good.
to go get this photo.
That's what I was saying. If you're asked to do it, it's a different story, because
Yeah.
then that's great as part of a photo story. I love stuff like this. I really love what's great about this. I'd be very careful first off with raising your shadows too high, because it looks like you're raising your shadows a little bit or maybe too much. You see how it ghosts away?
Yeah.
So I wouldn't worry about, yeah, I don't want it to go too far because I don't want it to look fake. But what I love about shots like this is not only do we see the print from the picture before, but you have all the other artwork on the wall. That's cool. This is why I love environmental portraits. They give you the wide, which with your subject, but you see everything else in it. So that's what I really love. Good job there.
Thank you.
This is too harsh. Whatever edit this is, this one's it's super contrast. I love contrast, but even this is a little far. And now it's a little green, so I'm going to throw some magenta up in there. Hello, black and white.
Thank you. So I know I didn't have a what do they call that? An ND filter for this lens yet.
Well, that's all right.
And it was an extremely harsh day, so
yeah. But yeah, I mean, I like what I'm seeing with the stories. That's gorgeous. I would just just a little bit. This is where we could probably just bring the shadows up a little bit.
okay.
That's beautiful. That's a really fantastic shot.
Thank you. That's
72.
actually my granddaughter. Wow.
Okay. Granddaughter.
Yeah.
What are you?
Yeah.
40?
No. I'm 35. My wife is actually 16 years older than me.
Well, okay.
So her daughter is actually 6 years younger than me.
Well, that makes sense now.
Yeah. It always throws people off whenever I tell people that.
It's a beautiful shot.
Thank you.
Compositionally, I'll show you what I look for, because this is just two right in the middle. I still like the eyes to be above that third line. So
Okay.
probably on a more along the lines of this. Not super. I wouldn't go this tight. I would just rearrange how I frame this person.
Gotcha. Okay.
It's all right. We don't have a lot of the scene going on, so I don't know where they are, what's going on.
Yeah.
We don't have a good feel of it. That's much better, because that gives you a little bit more of, I mean, not that the doors or anything matter, but it's really nice with the reflection, and you have more going on for this person than just these tight shots.
Yeah. And I do have I have more, but
Yeah.
I wanted to send out, more variety to you.
Yep. No, that's cool. I like this for interior. I love the chairs, and I like the choice of leaving this wall here. I think that's awesome. That draws you in. It creates dimension. So really nice job there.
And that was actually shot through a window.
Yeah, I can't see the window.
Yeah.
So that's cool. All right, it's a good portrait. Compositionally, though, if you have IAF going, which I'm sure you do,
Yeah.
like, watch. That's the composition. Little bit of space up top. Eyes are above the middle, because here with them right in the middle, it just looks too snapshotty.
Okay. Yeah.
So
I
it
see
just,
what you mean.
yeah, it's going to separate your images, because I mean, I know I was making these not mistakes, but when I first started with a DSLR, the focus point was in the middle, or it was right above, but so a lot of my shots would have the person right in the middle with this much headspace, because that's how the cameras allowed me to do it.
Right.
Acai bowls. I love storefront things when the store is open, usually.
Right.
I know this is later at night. Wow, they got established during the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a sign above or no?
No, not really. I think it's just kind of one of those canopy type things.
Okay. Yeah, so what I would do, I mean, I don't know if you're in this area, but if you go back during the day, slow shutter speed, get the people working inside, get people going by. Or if they're working at night, you get these lights and see what colors exist. That's another fun thing you can do. If this is inside shooting, then it doesn't really lend well. Like, it doesn't really add to anything. Like, oh, cool, they've got a bunch of plastic forks and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of these shots are all that because I do night photography and the places that I go, everything is really still. It's
Yeah.
very that's why I typically shoot it in black and white as well. Um, but yeah, this is just kind of through the front window, and it was just kind of a scene, but
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, I would just be careful. I like this. I kind of like the whatever the reflection from the light is there. That's cool.
Yeah. I really liked this one. I kind of wish I would have stepped back just slightly more just so that the chair was fully in frame. But I liked this one because it kind of almost reminded me of like an old Havana like interrogation room with the
Oh,
little palm fronds and then how
yeah.
dirty the whole picture is. And yeah, there was like a whole story just to this one photo. It was weird.
Well, that's cool. I like it. I love stuff like this, whether you can't tell if you're looking up or looking down. In this case, we're looking up
Yep.
or looking down, but or looking straight across. Like, is this a fence, right? So you don't really know.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Nice job there.
Thank you.
No bare feet on concrete. Okay, no bare feet on concrete. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, your settings are fine. Everything looks good.
Good. That's good to hear. I really try to take your advice from the last review, and I took myself out of auto ISO.
Oh, well,
So
that's a
I've
good
been
thing.
shooting in full manual ever since that last review, really.
And it shows because I haven't looked at your settings and been like, oh no, you're like off. So that's good. You're doing great there. I like this. I like the way that the composition is. I like the choice of color. I don't like the crop, and I don't care if it's for social media. But I still just I keep having this discussion or take with people that Instagram is not photography, right? Instagram should
Right.
not dictate your composition, and your composition should be your composition. And Instagram is just a place to share your. It shouldn't dictate how you share your or how
Yeah.
you compose it. That's my take on it.
Yeah, and some of these are actually a lot of these. I'll do like a square crop or I'll do a 1x2, somewhere in that range, and it's really for no reason of media sense. It's just kind of me having fun with it and kind of how I best like it.
Yeah.
So
No, I mean, I like this. I like the feel. Maybe I want to see the window more, right? If it's a storefront, I want to see the window more. But I like that you're finding inanimate objects and making them into something. Like, this is cool because it's just we've got a balloon hanging here, and you have the whole scene. So it's cool. Great composition. Really nice job there. So that's good.
and I stumbled across this, and what that actually is.
I know what it is. It's 9/11.
Yep. Yeah.
Now that I
an
see it.
actual beam. Yeah.
I love how they've sent these beams around, turn it into art and stuff. That's interesting now that I see it. Yeah, I mean this night photography stuff of just finding empty spaces is really cool.
Yeah, and I think what I kind of gravitate most to when it comes to like night photography is almost a horroristic kind of style. So really dark, saturated blacks with trying to play with the light and stuff like that.
Looks good.
Thank
This is a fantastic portrait. Really nice composition here. That's
Yeah.
great. I would try not to cut off the paint brush.
Yeah.
I would maybe shift myself over to the right a little bit more just so that I can shoot up that angle.
Okay.
But everything else about that's great. Yeah, these are great. This is great black and white. Beautiful. Yeah, great detail. Another nice piece of detail. While they're practicing doing their lines.
Yeah.
This I would a little lower. Let's see. So I would get lower, but I would make sure I get what they're painting on if there's already samples there, sample lines and stuff.
Okay.
Because that's how you want to tell the story. So if you can't step back, break out the 17 to 28 or whatever it is that you have, and try to get some of the art in there, because you want to show what they're working on. I want to see what they're painting, and that's how you tell the story.
Okay. So now, talking about that 17 to 28, So I just got rid of that lens.
Mhm.
Would you have a suggestion? I'm finding that I'm actually liking a lot of primes. Would you have a suggestion on a wide angle prime?
Well, you have the 24, right?
Yeah, I have the 24 to 70. Or for primes, I have the widest I have is a 35 mil.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the 20. I'm not a fan of 24, 1.4. I mean, it's nice and all, but I think the 35 is the better storytelling lens. And when it comes to wider, I look at something like the like 14 to 24 Sigma is a 2.8. Right?
Okay.
That's an option. Or you look at something like the 12 to 24 2.8, which gets a little more expensive. But the 14 to 24 is a really nice option from Sigma and allows you to go wider. No, it's not a 1.4 or a 1.8, but it's still a 2.8, and that's what I used on the road. It was great. And I used it on the A7 R4 when I was out there. I think that's a really good one for wide and telling the story because you have your 14 to 24.
Okay. Yeah, I'll look into that one.
It's got your spray paints. Graffiti, nice. Yeah, it's very tough lighting,
Yeah.
but you did a good job getting your exposure. I mean, you're at 1.4 at 1/8,000th, which is where that camera basically tops out. So you made it
Yeah.
work. I
Yeah,
like this.
again, it was it was because I didn't have any kind of filter, ND
Yeah.
filter at the time. So yeah, if
Oh,
I'd had
very nice job.
even like a 2 to 5 stop, it would it would have helped a lot.
Yeah, I mean, these days when I'm shooting with like an R3 or any of these other cameras, and I can go to 1/64,000th of a second, it kind of makes it easy. I don't have to use. I just keep pumping it up.
Yeah.
All the cameras will get there. I mean, these are good. These are good. I like this. See, I like this is fine, but I like this more because you got all the empty cans. You got water here. You've got other stuff. You got the lift for going up, and you got nice colors and nice tones. Really nice job.
Yeah. And so this is the wall that they were all painting.
Nice. So what I would try to do, I know this is cropped tight to show the painting, but it doesn't have the context of the wall.
Right.
So back up at 35 millimeters, get the surrounding. Like if it's a city, like you'll focus on the wall itself, but make sure you leave room on the left and the right and the top that show the neighborhood, but not a ton, but just enough that it's out of focus.
Yeah, and it was, so this is also panoramic that was stitched together. But I was having trouble actually getting the surrounding area, mostly because I wasn't able to get high enough. So this is actually even edited that way. I don't know how to explain it, because I had to raise my tripod as high as I could.
Got it.
Shoot the photos, and then I still was kind of looking up at them. So, and then the background, they're in an industrial area, and it was all shot at night so that I could
Gotcha.
try and get as much of the, the blacks and the contrast of the color and everything. So,
No, it's cool. It's just something to keep in the back of your mind.
yeah.
All right, probably just gonna pump this one up a little more. I love the natural vignette. I'm a natural vignette person. There, just a little contrast.
Okay.
Yeah, street stuff, that's fine.
Yeah, and I think all of these ones are
Interesting.
all from a trip that I took to Chicago to go see a friend of mine. And so I was trying to get that travel street photography. Like, I didn't really know 100% what I was trying to shoot. I was just trying to capture the moment of being in Chicago.
Yeah, this is really cool.
Thank you. That's actually one of my favorite shots from the entire trip.
Yeah, that's a really cool shot. This is good too. I mean, I like that you waited for the person to go by. That works. No, I love stuff like this. This is great. You could spend a while back here just finding the images, but that's what you're looking for. You're looking for just all these intersecting lines and everything's different, but it looks really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean that's fine. It's part of it. Those are great shots. This one, not as much. Just a picture of the.
I wavered back and forth on whether I should send that one or not.
Well, you could send it. It just shows you that you know what the good images are. You can see it. That's fine. It's a little, the color's bad because of the fluorescent lights.
Yeah, I was having trouble with the lights.
Right here.
And it's
We-
also because I shoot in auto white balance, and there was like I
It's
think
mixed
probably
lighting.
four different
Yeah.
different sets of light. I mean,
Black
to
and white
her,
saves it.
yeah, to her right was a giant window, and so you have natural light and
Yeah.
all the others.
No, this is good too. I like the story. I just don't like the crops. I don't like these crops at all.
Okay.
And this to me is too tight. I want to see the people standing out front. Slow that shutter speed. You did. You slowed it down, but wait till people walk by. So get the whole storefront and the person working, because I'm okay if they blur too. They're working.
Yeah,
And these are fine.
yeah.
They're just, they're pictures. I
That
don't.
last one
Yeah.
actually would have been better to slow the shutter speed down and pan with the train, because that train was actually moving.
Yep.
So
Yeah, that would be helpful. I mean, this is a great portrait. I don't like the square.
yeah,
But your settings are great. I'm really liking that. I know where this is too. So yeah, this is nice. Nice edit. It's a little more difficult with this lighting.
yeah.
There's not much I can say for this unless you pop the light up in their face a little bit. Street stuff of people walking doesn't really cut it.
Yeah. Yeah. I think on this one I was mostly just trying to get the atmosphere, the background, where you can kind of tell that it's that, Chicago-y downtown city kind of vibe, and then you just basically taking street photography of people,
Got
walking
it.
around.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't call that your strongest, but you have some really strong ones there.
Okay.
This is just one of those. It's just like, it's the back of a truck.
Yep. Yeah.
This is good. So we can see some of the motion. So I like that.
Yeah.
Not just frozen there. Same thing. Like, you could go even slower to get the wheels to move more. Because who doesn't want a souped up Miata?
Exactly.
And souped up Mini.
In the world of autocross racing, they're actually surprisingly very prevalent. Miatas, Minis.
Yeah, I mean, I love your details. I just don't want these crops. I don't think you want them either. Just stick to the original aspect ratio as much as possible.
Okay.
Is my recommendation.
Yeah,
I know
and I
not
think
everybody
the 1:2 ratio, this one, was mostly, so this is actually my grandpa's Morgan, and I wanted to get the surrounding area, but I didn't want it to be 100% in focus. I just kind of wanted to have that vibe, that atmosphere of like old race car sitting in a garage,
Yeah.
kind of forgotten.
I think once you work with a 14 to 24, you'll start getting used to shooting at 14 to do that, to show you the scene, because that's what it does. It like helps you envision everything, and that's why I love environmental portraits that are wide.
Okay.
It's fine. I mean, yeah, they're all right. There's not much you can do at these family events. That's nice. Is it raining? Yeah.
Yeah. There's probably some grain as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, these are good. Like, you're doing a really nice job going through these. I want to save time for the website.
Yeah, no problem.
But these are fun. Yeah, I mean, these are good, right? They're not. This is all good. Like, your compositions are great. Your settings are great now. You're telling really nice stories. Like, so this is great because you have the RV in the background, you have the trailer in the background, and you have a car here. Is that a Datsun?
Yep.
So were they called Z's back then too?
Yeah.
So it just changed to Nissan Z, but it was a Datsun Z.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, it's really cool, that story. Like, these are nice storytelling images. And to me, these are just too tight, right?
Okay.
You
Yeah.
just lose out. It's just too tight. It's a guy driving in a car, whoop-de-doo, right? Whereas this, you're getting some more of the scene around there.
Yeah.
these are hard to do because they just get boring after a while.
Yeah. And I mean, and the reason there's so many of these is because just recently I came off of shooting a 4-race rally season.
Oh, nice.
So I was asked to come out there and try and capture some moments for the drivers and stuff like that.
Nice. And we got and then just the last two here. I mean, really nice, right? I think you've done a great job since what you said about the first time and being in auto. Your settings are great. You're on point. Compositions are very good in the majority of these. You're seeing and you know what the image, what the good ones are.
Yeah.
So that's really good. Yeah, just with these storytelling, these are great. We just want to see what are they looking at, and that's where our 14 to 24 starts to come into play. But then don't be afraid to use the 35 either, because I love these primes.
Yeah, and I've especially found that I'm really starting to like primes for a lot of photo stories and even going out at night, or I guess I should say especially going out at night, because then I can just open up that aperture so wide and really do the low light performance.
Yep. So when we get into the website, what's your goal with the website?
It's actually a website that's just kind of a hub. So I have things that are like I have a couple of photo galleries up. I have a blog type section. I have links to Instagram and YouTube. And then as you go down the list, the Northwest or the NWRA Winter Series is actually the rally photos for purchase. And then a contact section. So it really is just kind of a hub for people to kind of get to know me, see some of my work. If they want to go further into it, they can go to Instagram, they can go to YouTube and see some of my videos, all kinds of stuff.
Okay. I find it a little hard to read.
Yeah.
I also don't like center justified text for art for this. I would love, like, I don't mind your picture in the background. I think it's cool. I just want to be able to read it slightly easier. But reading over it, there's some things I would take out. You ready? My website is a place where I can showcase my love and passion for photography. Don't need with you. You can get rid of with you because it's not necessary, because obviously they're the ones reading it.
Right.
Doing so, and then get rid of doing so by showing galleries of, So basically, my website is a place I can showcase my love and passion for photography. I've put together a bunch of different galleries that show the events that I've been to. And then you don't have to say, you could also consider this like a hub. This website acts as a hub, and you don't have to say for you. You don't have to say that because they're the ones reading it. So this website acts as a hub, which can take you in many different directions, from my YouTube, my Instagram, and other places that there might be. Some place where you can find this blog style writings. Well, I would say be sure to check out my blog if you want to read more about what's in my mind. I love to share that and then put up a blog link, and you have it right here, blog. So I would link it to there. Be sure if you like reading stories behind the images and what's going through my mind, there is a blog, and then you could have a link that they just click the link, or they could click up there. This is a place for you to connect with me and the photography that I enjoy creating. An important note, you don't have to say for you to know. These are all extra words, right? So just think when you're reading it, it's just like, is it necessary for you to know? Because it's an important note. Okay, of course it's for me. I'm the one reading it. So an important note is that my website, like myself, is constantly changing. You can get rid of the is and thing because it's constantly changing. You might see galleries of photos that stay up forever, or does that even matter though, right? I would just put a blog post up that explains the thinking behind all of your stuff, because this is good. I like that you're welcoming people here, and even if you maybe recorded a piece of audio, because is this a Squarespace? Yeah, you could just put up a piece of audio there, or you could maybe put up a video and just, hey, this is what I love doing. Maybe try your hand at that. So you could do that. So this is hard.
Yeah, I'll go back through and I'll edit it, or like you said, I'll think about making a little video and posting it up there. I was having trouble trying to find where the writing has a background to it, so
Yeah.
that it is easier to read.
Yeah. Some things are a little difficult. I'm not sure where that is either, because it
Yeah.
all depends on the photo that you're using.
Mhm.
February 9th. February 8th. February 7th. You wrote quite a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, all I would say is just try to be consistent writing some stuff. I mean, if you want people, if it's just for you, for fun, right? I have no problem. Like, just keep going. Just keep enjoying and writing it up. If it's like a freeing thing.
Yeah, and I think that kind of is what it is. It's a way for, because I have ADD. It's a
Mhm.
way for me to get what's going on in my head all the time
I like it.
down and out of my head.
Yeah, I mean, I would write more if you can. If you get it, just make it a challenge to write about an image or write about an idea. Like, if you have an idea for what you'd like to do, then put it out here, right? I'd love to shoot this type of thing, and here's why. And then you can make it happen. 'Cause you say it, then you can go make it happen, and then you can do another one. And it's just something to keep. You're putting those ideas out into the world. I'm not the put ideas out into the universe and then they come back to you. I'm not that person. But
Mhm.
if you have an idea, write it down, because maybe it will, and maybe it will be something that pushes you to go do it.
Okay. Yeah.
So, yeah, all in all, I think you're doing fantastic.
Okay.
I would just keep on keeping on, really.
Awesome.
Keep on keeping on. But yeah, I mean, I really like the work, and I think your storytelling is progressing extremely well. Awesome that your settings are great. Your compositions are, for the most part, 80% there for most of the things. Your editing, some little tweaks here and there, but really, you're doing a great job.
Awesome. That's fantastic to hear, because I really did try and put all of my effort that I possibly could into my photography, because I've already started a business, but I want this to eventually become full-time career, lifelong. Like,
Yeah,
I don't ever want to retire. I want to just continue to do this until the day that I die. The
Yep.
day that I die is when I retire from photography. So
Yep.
that's my goal.
I think you're doing great. I think you're on the way. I mean, I've been doing it since I was 13 at this point, so it's like 30 years of is that 30 years? 29 years of shooting.
Yeah.
So it's a long time. I mean, a lot of stuff takes time. So
Yeah.
you just keep progressing. You'll look back at work and be like, oh, yeah, I thought I was great then, and I'm better now. But that's the whole. I have no problem with being confident in my work,
Yeah.
and seeing where I am. I like looking back and seeing my work, and then looking forward and seeing what I'm going to do.
Yeah. Yeah. And I try and keep myself in that perspective of, like, there are things that just take time,
Yep.
and I'm fully aware that it's like, okay, well, I just hit a year of photography.
Oh, well, for a
in
year, you're doing
September.
great.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is like, I've hit that year in September, and so now it's like, okay, I look back and go from there. Learn from the past, look towards the future. I did have one more
Yeah,
question,
go for it.
and it revolves around printing.
Yep.
Um, I love the act of physically printing photos and stuff like that. When it comes to clientele, should I try to push for more printing, or should it just kind of be
For someone to buy a photo of themselves?
yeah, offered as like a package, or offer printing service,
I mean,
something like that.
if there's interest, then of course. I mean, I would look at metal prints for the stuff that you're doing,
Okay.
but look at the pricing, because a lot of people are afraid. They get afraid of the price, right, after you print it. So
Yeah.
I would, work on that. Just be like, yeah, if you're looking for a print, I can make prints for you. Here's some options, and even if it's just cost, just to get it to start, just to show people, then I would go with something like that.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Because I mean, I'd love to get the is it the Pro 1000? Canon Pro 1000?
Yeah, Pro 1000.
Yeah, I'd love to get that, but right at the moment, it's not really a justifiable
Yeah.
cost. Just because like I am getting that people are more focused on digital photography so that they can share it and
Yep.
put it into a digital picture frame or whatever they're gonna do with it. And it does, it kind of almost kills me, kind of breaks my heart that it's like I put so much time and effort into these photos, and it's not that I feel disrespected or anything, but it's just it breaks my heart that it's like, oh yeah, cool. So Drew got these photos. Here they are. They're online, and they get their likes, and then they're literally forgotten about the next minute.
Yeah.
I don't know how. I don't know how to get beyond that. I don't know if it's just a like shrug it off your shoulder type situation or what.
You can start printing a little bit. Just you can order prints online and then give them to people as leave behinds, like added value.
Okay. Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you again, Jared. I appreciate it.
Yep. Keep up the good work.
All right.
All right. We'll
Thank
see
you.
you. Bye.